Hi and welcome to another episode of Delaware County Political News Meet the Expert. I am your host, Larry DeMarco, and we are here with Shelly Rahman. If you did not see part one of her interview, please watch it now before seeing this interview. And we are now going to discuss the 2017 county elections and excitement that has been generated from Trump's election. Shelly, you mentioned that there is increased excitement since Trump's election. It all began with an event, Yes We Can. Well, tell us about what the event is, scheduling it, and about the turnout for it.
The event was scheduled before I joined, and it was like I didn't pay much attention when I saw there will be a town hall, David Lando will speak, and it happens on that day. I had a doctor's appointment, scheduled doctor, regular, and this is a hotshot doctor, not easy to get an appointment. So I thought, do I have to change this appointment at 6? I mentioned it to David. David says, but it's important, my health is important, I should. And then, you didn't believe, I started monitoring the RSVP. And I said, wait a second, we are going to do it in Media Library. I think it was the first location. I could be wrong. And that holds not more than 75 people. But I see already 250. So I called Joe. Joe says, are you serious? Joe Corrigan. And he says, yes. And he panicked. And he stopped the registration and start looking for a bigger space. And he found a bigger space. And then he opened it again. And wow! Within, like, I forgot 2 days before, it was over 500. And we started worrying, this location may not even hold if it goes further. So we'll say, I think at one point, Joe had to stop, and that's when I decided I cannot stay home or go to my doctor. Who cares my health? I call and say, reschedule the appointment. I have to be in this meeting.
Shelly, I just want to underline the significance. The Democrats have held other nominating conventions at the Strathaven Middle School,
yes,
a location of Yes We Can.
Yes,
this event,
we can.
Correct?
That's the
Compare and contrast the turnout for this just gathering of people with no particular agenda versus other nominating conventions for other years at this Strathaven Middle School. Compare and contrast the turnout.
The nominating convention, usually all the committee people have to come. There are about
required to come, right?
Required to come. We have about 500 committee people and then other officials who vote. But still, we never reach 500. It will be more like 250.
Tops.
Tops. I think I hope I'm not wrong, but my experience, my estimate, it never reached 500. It never even reached 300.
Sure, there's always empty seats.
Empty seats. The most will be 250, I will say. So you can see many of the committee people also do not show up in the nominating convention.
Now, this Yes We Can event, there was no particular agenda, if I'm not mistaken. It was just an optional get-together of like-minded folks, correct?
Exactly. Like-minded folk to start a dialogue.
And could you accommodate everybody who showed up or wanted to show up?
I don't think so. We had to close the registration. And I believe we exceeded 500. It was close to 600 people. But if it were, many people later on did mention they couldn't come because there was no space.
And if people want to view the event, they could go to the DelcoDems website and view this link below and watch what took place on that date, can't they?
Exactly, yes.
Describe the party enthusiasm throughout the year. for events like the annual JFK FDR dinner, your cocktail party, fundraisers throughout the year, the annual summer picnic, and any other gathering or rally?
The rallies, of course, we don't usually manage the rally, but many rallies I attended. The attendance in front of the courthouse, it was amazing. It's unbelievable how people, even yesterday, how cold it is. And there was a rally in front of Meehan's office. Do you know how many people showed up in that cold wall?
No, go ahead.
40 people.
Is this for the tax vote?
Tax, yeah. Yeah. So this is how people are excited. But throughout the year, since it's my first year as the executive director, I have to be very careful, and I take notes and look at how many people came last time so I can arrange properly. But every event, we broke all record we had in the past, and we had to make extra accommodation, extra food. Just to talk about the picnic, I was told to arrange for 70 people, the max. We had over 200, 240 I think the number was. I had to call the people who provides the food, the vendor. He was so happy, he couldn't believe that I kept on changing. And then he finally says, don't worry, there will be enough food for everybody. He got food for somewhere around, he claims, was between 300 to 400 people. Okay? But when he left 8 hamburgers and few hot dogs. And he came to me and says, Shelly, everything they ate, I'm not making it up. So even if 240 people joined, in reality there was more people at the picnic. Same at the JFK dinner. Even at the last minute, the day I had to get 2 more tables. I had to go, I said, I need 2 more tables.
You remember the number?
The number. Yeah, it was same, over 200. Definitely 250.
And the Democrats hold the affair at the JFK dinner where? It's the
Drexel Brook.
Drexel Brook.
Drexel Brook.
In Drexel Hill.
Yes. And that's not. Then the cocktail we had, the same story. We had more people. But then the holiday party. We had to change the venue.
The holiday party is usually kept at a small, intimate type place.
And the number was always 75. We arranged for 75. There will be sometime few extra people, sometime few less. But this time we had to take a place where they accommodate 300. We requested 300 people.
The Drexel Brook again.
Drexel Brook again. And luckily we got it, and we arranged for 300. But do you know what number came? 400. The final bill I had to pay, I didn't have money. Quickly I had to do, Mike, we need to bring the check so we can pay them. The number is higher. It was 400 people.
So Shelly, for the committee people and the attendees, your price to attend the event really doesn't cover the expense per person, does it?
Depending on with the picnic, we break even. Whatever we charge, that's
the Christmas
only
party.
Christmas party. This time, we pay for everybody. We had to the cost per ticket we have to subsidize by another $12 more per ticket.
And the cocktail party, of course, is the
and
annual
cocktail
fundraiser.
Party, that's a fundraiser. And that's why ticket is higher. There's nothing much we can do because we need to earn some money.
And the attendees certainly understand they're going to a fundraiser.
So we make sure the 2 events, the picnic and the holiday party, people can attend. And especially this year, we subsidize the holiday party.
Discuss the help that volunteers gave all the county candidates this year. What help did the county candidates receive?
That was, the help was pouring. As a matter of fact, we could have organized more. Not because we are not organized, but we are getting used to this influx of volunteer. Like, to give an example, we needed somebody to help me at the office. Do you know how many requests I got? Requests to join me?
No, but I hope you'll tell me.
165, I think. People wanted to help me in the office.
How many could you accommodate? You only have a small office.
I have a small office and I don't have enough. So I started with kind of like around 10. But even there is enough work. But the kind of work we need and I have to do, and if I have to supervise 10 people, then I don't get to do what I am supposed to do. So the structure will have to change, and hopefully I'm getting better at it and I will do. But I got very key few volunteers. They make a huge difference in the whole environment. Like Amanda Hammock. She gives 110%. Maggie D. of Rose Valley. Without her help, the bookkeeping will be a mess. I get the check, I put in a basket, she comes, she takes care of it, and I look into the NGP system. Mike is our treasurer, he gets everything he wants. Then I have another volunteer, Lisa Jacob. Do you know what? She started the newsletter. So there you go. We have made significant progress but I wish I could have used all the 165 volunteers who wanted to work in the office.
I understand you had Jim Butt and Colleen Guiney organize trainings and schedule.
The both organized. The Jim is one, between the two of them, they're responsible for the training video, managing the volunteer big list. They have access to it. They will call for, even if I need volunteer, I ask them or tell them, so and so, such a municipality needs help. Can you get some help there? But Colleen and Jim Butt doing a tremendous work.
Sure. Didn't they start something that really wasn't there before in terms of organizing different volunteers,
That's the one. They took all the volunteers who signed up after the election, 2016 election. They created a database. They're managing it. And they have split that group into many subgroups, like technology, training. There are other media, artwork. So they have many subgroups. So there is a very solid foundation there. Colleen and Jim Butt has done.
What work from you, party members, committee people, and the candidates themselves went into this historic victory of the 2017 local elections?
I think we work as a team very well. Very quickly, the team was formed. One of the credit I have to give David Lando. He's the chairman, but very hands-off. He keeps an eye on us, helps us when I need. The biggest support I got from him, because I thought he's a very quiet person, doesn't talk much. But no, he knows everything what's going on. And anytime I needed something, he was available. I just have to text, and he knows. His knowledge is fabulous for us. But in this election, everybody had a role. And they focus on that we didn't cross boundary. Like my role was to make sure the process worked. Petition, the poll watcher certificate, the help. And I just focus on that and let the other manage what they're doing. Campaign staff, they knew they had to manage the volunteer. They focus on that part. Each municipality, the key player, they knew what they have to do. Even the indivisible group, they were not part of Democratic Party. They are all independent group around, but they all work for the same goal. How to make sure we get some seat in this election. I think that's the teamwork and supporting each other. Everybody was very clear about their role. That's how I feel. There was not much chaos, put it that way. I didn't see much chaos in the process.
Let's talk about the Democratic Committee. Are all the committee slots filled throughout the county? Do you still need more help?
Way more. There are many empty positions. Because each precinct can have 2 committee persons, plus each precinct can have 2 at large. So right there, if we want, we can have 4 per precinct. And that goes already to around 1,600. But I think we have not even half of that.
But there's some locations that don't even have committee people at all. Isn't that true?
That's true.
Shelly, for all these locations that don't have committee people, or there's a strong Republican presence, why should a person want to come out and be a committee person? Why does the position have responsibility and influence?
I think many of us do not realize the impact the committee people can have in the party, in the state, and in the overall politics. The committee people votes to nominate the candidate of their precinct or their municipality or their state. Their vote decides whose name will be on the ballot. How powerful it could be. So even it may be you are a committee person of a small municipality, majority is Republican, you may think that his or her work has no impact on the bigger picture. But they do, because the very first step, whose name will be on the ballot, is decided by the committee people.
Sure, as for the counties, not just for townships, it's for the county.
County, state, and even if you go in the bigger picture, nationally. Because the vote counts, even at a national level, when the endorsement happens, the committee people are the one who's voting. That may not decide whose name will be on the ballot. But at least it will say, okay, this county endorsed such and such, Hillary. Another municipality may have endorsed Bernie. That's power. You're shaping the future of this country. So committee people, maybe they do not understand the role of the committee people and what impact they have.
So for instance, Shelly, if I understand what you're saying, if you're a resident in, say, Aston or Clifton Heights, where there's no really strong local committee, that person can still have an impact in legislative districts,
exactly,
senatorial districts, congressional districts, and even in 2020, if there is another presidential primary race.
They will have an impact. So they need to think differently now, that this voting power the committee people have is big, huge.
And let's go back on the county level. Now that You had successful county candidates in Delaware County. What type of interest do you expect to get as a executive committee for future candidates? And what type of primaries are expected to be had in all local races here in Delaware County?
Right now, looking at the last election, the quality of candidate we have, I'm looking forward in the future. Those candidates we had to look for, we picked, we asked. But in the future, I think candidates are coming to us. Okay? We will have many candidates. We will have primary in different locations because we will be flooded with good candidates. That's how I'm feeling.
And you're going to need committee people to help decide endorsements, aren't you?
Exactly, because when we have many candidates flooded with good candidates, who will help us pick the right one?
Committee people.
It's the committee people. And the bigger number is the committee people, we pick the better candidate. Even if we believe in statistics, the larger is the pool, better outcome.
So, Shelly, there's how many registered voters out in Delaware County? Is it 450-some thousand?
Registered voter? Yes, something like that. Because I know registered Democrat is 178,000 and Republican is kind of 165, 66.
And the rest are
and
independent.
the rest in the, yeah.
All
that
right,
sounds good.
So your vote is maybe 1 in 400 and something thousand on a county election. But for a committee endorsement, how many committee people are there?
Right now, around 500. And if we fill every position, it will be 1,600. Look at the number. When will be, yeah.
So let's look at the present. Right now, there's only 500.
500.
So if someone joined your committee and you are looking for committee because you don't have a full committee,
no.
If someone wanted an endorsement, they have a 1 in 500 chance. Or they are only 1 out of 500 chance to sway an election or an endorsement vote.
Yes.
To decide who the party nominates or endorses, as opposed to a 1 in 500,000.
Exactly. I didn't think that way. How powerful the committee people are.
Not only do you not think that way, no one else does either. But yet people don't think they can make a difference.
We can.
So, Shelly, if people want to get involved, what should they do? Who should they contact?
The first place to contact the headquarters. And the telephone number for that is 610-566-6427. Please also check the number in the link below. And then once I get the call, depending which municipality, what position, where you want, I'll be directing them in the right direction. But start with me, please.
Sure. And for more information about the committee, what is the website?
Go to DelcoDem website. There may not be enough information right now, but we are updating it regularly. Or call me. I will send you a lot of document and the handbook so people can understand the role of the committee people.
And for the email address, Shelly, what is the email address to contact someone who would provide more information if they want to send an email?
Please see the link below and send it. It's the delcoinfo.com.
And how about Facebook page? Do you also have a Facebook page?
We also have a Facebook page.
Let's switch channels here for a moment and talk about national politics. I understand that you've had communication with executive members of our national committee. Tell us about any discussion that you've had and what you've learned.
Oh, well, that's an interesting question you have for me. I did have the opportunity to talk to a national executive. In my role, apparently, often I will get that opportunity to talk to somebody because senator, congressman, because of just my position. But very recently, I spoke to a senior member of the DNC Executive Committee, and the way I felt before, that in the United States everybody is very comfortable, and then everybody thinks the process is working, the democracy is working, nobody has to fight for it, and the recent election changed that for many people's mind. But I'm not sure whether at a higher level, on leadership level, how much change have taken place.
So you asked a question, right?
I asked a question to a senior member with expressing, is more than a question, and sharing my thoughts and sharing what at a grassroots level people are thinking. And to my surprise, the response I got, I felt like we are still disconnected. The message I was trying to give it to him, he didn't get it. It's like the same way we always talk about, look at Emily's list, how many women were running for different offices, or we did today, my speech talked about this, but now it needs more than that. You need to be connected with the grassroots. Still, everything is top down. And when my question didn't get answered properly, I was kind of taken back by that. So I felt like there is a lot of learning is needed at all levels, leadership down to the grassroots level.
Can you tell us the question and what their answer was?
Next action item for us to move forward. And I didn't get a clear answer for that.
His or her response was?
Almost like Pennsylvania should have done more. Pennsylvania couldn't give it to Hillary. So he had that concern. But my question was not what happened in the past, is what we are going to do going forward. And that's when we got stuck. He was still talking about the past, not the going forward.
So you didn't get an answer was your problem?
So in a way, yes. I look at it, we couldn't connect, we couldn't communicate. Maybe he didn't understand I was looking forward to. We end up in a very good mode. He hugged me, everything, but still, I didn't get an answer.
Shelly, what can someone in local committee or someone at a local level do who's concerned about the national level? How can they influence the national politics?
I don't think so. We are empowered to influence the national power. People think by contributing money. No, that also doesn't work. If they want to influence the national party, start locally. All politics, I do believe now, is local, which I didn't believe before. I thought it comes top down. No. We need to make sure everybody understands, the leaders, the politician, the power is with the people who vote.
Shelly, we'll leave it there. I want to thank you for being a guest on Delaware County Political News.
It was my pleasure. Thanks again, Larry.
Please come again sometime.
Sure. Thank you. Bye-bye.
We have been here with Shelly Rahman, and I am your host, Larry DeMarco. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe, and forward this link to all the friends on your contact list and Facebook friends. We are signing off. Tune in next time. Bye for now.